Hi, Dustin. Hi, Broken Wolf.
So the bell like a rocket. Oh yeah, she be my rocket. Una de honey, baby, no lo pares. Si la que hay, pues la que hay. Yeah, y Peter Sonner, that's my kind. Lo quieres pa' mirar el sign. Por si algún día ya no hay. Ey, lo bebes mato hay. Con Pau y Peter con limón no quieres tanquear. Que tío no hay mala, desaprovecháis. Y aunque yo tuviera la ocasión, así la aprovecháis. Le llega heavy, hoy no va a portarme bien. Toca pelle y me vacila 10 ahora es pussy, le entrega constantemente. She's smoking glass, casi que rats. Mi nombre por tu ciudad. Baby, sigue que lo escuche el vecino atrás. Let's hop and crash. Y si preguntan la que hay, she want it, I got it, acabo de fixar. Let's put it gas, la partidita al solita. Get us all around, yeah. Eso que tiene duplicado, yeah. Démelo para el otro lado, yeah. Oh yeah, no, que se amontone. Tranquilo, sáltame los botones. Los mamas, y a mí me se moconen. Todas las posiciones. Oh no, otro cero. Rujo bien si lo meto un aguacero. BBM, very big monetero. Quieren dinero, fundiendo cobre la que hay. Que no anda corre la que hay. Ey, fundiendo cobre la que hay. Que no anda corre la que hay.
Cracky.
Little bunny looks weird when it's hiding behind the little shadowed chat box. Good evening. Oh, I forgot to put the giveaways in the title. All right, we got that one. We got that one. I heard the the red alert and I thought my ship was dying, but that's just the combat. I got really lucky today. For some reason, my my miner was allowed to go heavily OPL in the Vale. A heavily OPL. Oh, you tiered up your second Devore? Nice. Tier 8? It could happen. Where is it? I withdrew it already. It's gonna go sit next to you on some of them Parsteel mines. Thank you for the snow 50. I think I saw a chat that you were getting ready to experience some snow. I've been kind of fortunate. I haven't really hit the Tritanium wall yet, so I've been pretty happy mining Parsteel and letting the paving the way to unlock the Tritanium mines for the people that really need it. It is snowing now. We got a little bit of... I don't know. It sounded like it was sleeting earlier, but there wasn't anything showing up on the radar. I didn't peek my head outside to see exactly what was going on, but it was winterish weather. Last of it. Or some of the last of it. This past weekend should be one of the last cold weekends. Not sticking much, that's good. All right. So I sent out Squall to continue mining Epic Transigen. I got my Reliant out, hitting for some Epic slice. What do they call that? Splicers? Splicers? Splicers sounds correct, but it doesn't sound correct. Yeah, splicers. I don't know why it doesn't sound quite right. I'm not sure if I want to scrap my 2 tier 8 Devores or keep going to tier 9 Devore. Latinum War is heated up on the server. Ooh. Is it the Latinum or is it the concentrated Latinum? It is splicers. Okay, thanks. I feel like the refine rate on both items and resources. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's really worth it to even take Devore to tier 9. Other than for the Fisha thing, if you want to get 2 extra Fishas. Dustin's at like level 40, 41. So I don't think the scrapping. Oh, you made it up to 43, going on to 44. Making good progress then. That's gotta be getting close to where the Devore could be archived. Costco run this morning. Ooh, homemade pizza. I suppose you probably have like a pizza oven in your backyard, don't you? I never thought about that aspect of making sure to take a Devore to tier 9 to be able to do the archiving. That's such a new element that I haven't really worked it into my thought process yet. Yeah, Eric and Fringy Whip are definitely good things to have. My little account's only at 18 still, so I haven't gotten into a lot of the specialty ships yet. I've just gotten into Franklin and the Botany Bay. So I haven't really gotten too deep into the archive building. I am really interested to see the impact that has. Like, it was really cool that, like, right off the bat, you get that built-in efficiency. It's neat to be able to see the buildings be able to get used as intended. Portable wood-fired pizza oven. Most requested is barbecue with smoked pulled pork, double smoked bacon, and onion with mozzarella. My special barbecue sauce, roasted garlic and marinara combined. That sounds good. Like, one of my favorite pizzas that I've had was from a restaurant in Rapid City, South Dakota called Cole. They have this Biggie Piggy pie, and it's a I believe that was sliced pork belly, and it had like a figgy, almost like a oh, what is that stuff? It's almost like a fig pesto, and it was like gorgonzola cheese and a little bit of arugula. Are you trying to make me cry? Only for food. You'd be surprised how many people downwind you wander to your campsite when you start making pizza. I could definitely believe that. Especially when you get the barbecue and the bacon and even the onion and stuff too. And then you get that crust. Heck yeah. I'd be one of those people. That's where you pack your cooler with a variety pack of beverages so that you can make sure that the host you're trying to visit is going to find something that they like. Then you can share with them and they can share with you, hopefully. All right, all the season passes, we are complete. Faction hunt, I'm going to do a little bit of that, but I'm not going to push for completion. I already did the join to my Klingon one. The outpost thing, I don't know if that's even making progress. I think that we just got the compensation chest for that one, and that's just there. Head of the curve is running for a few more weeks. Learn to make 2 so there'd be samples. Stuff like that scales really well. It's a lot of it's easy to like double your recipes and stuff to be able to make 2 right at once, right off the bat. We have ship upgrade, fleet commander upgrade. Yeah, that's galaxy tokens. I don't even know why they offer those as a reward. Let's see, Echoes of Voyager, that ends in 2 days. I was thinking that the event had one more run. I thought there was another day left of the AMS and ALB for some reason. I ended up getting at least 13. I'll have to look and see what I got of Alia's V'ger sensor. But I believe that was like 13 I ended up with. So roughly a quarter. I don't think I ended up with any Aphelion shards. Or any Aphelion blueprints. No. No Aphelion blueprints came out of that at all. Okay, the Leah's sensor, I ended up at 26. Where did I snag a couple extra of them? Did they offer them in the ALB? Very near to opening up the Borg Cube. Borg Cube, I like it because it lasts all the way into 70. No, I was gonna look at the events. No, that was just with the credit there. I must have nabbed a couple today when I was finishing out the stuff from the ALB. Because I got 9 the other day, and I thought I only got 4 more today. I don't remember getting any more of them. OBPs from the event store, but I have 34 out of 55 for the artifact. I must have done an outpost with this last night. All right, so we've got the V'ger daily. Might as well get that knocked out right away. Today's hostel is Hurok, so I don't have to crew anything special for them. I'm gonna try 72 space. I think I was handling those fine. Yeah, the Alia sensor. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's where like people that were on the good side of the RNG are sitting right now. Like right around half. Which I don't think is bad. As long as they keep sourcing. Yeah, exactly. Like if that's... I don't want this exact like chances and stuff like in the future. I hope that's going to increase a little bit. Have I tried doing the outpost with 1 combat ship and 2 mining ships? I have. That was actually like a really effective way. I haven't done that with the 70s yet, but I was definitely doing that with the 66s. I don't know, I'm not confident in my vengeance quite yet. It's getting there though. I'm gaining confidence in it. It's still a really fresh ship. It's tier 3, so it's... A lot of these ships, they don't really start getting useful till you get them to like at least tier 4. Depending a little bit on what you're going up against. Oh, heck yeah. Do I dare try to go for 73? I should make sure that that wasn't like just randomly already hurt. It was not. Okay. $40 rounds. There's no way I'm going to be able to do 73.
Here's a thought for Rathbutterkun. Ilia's Vija sensor probably has a PhD in cosmic eavesdropping, detecting space gossip before the stars even finish whispering. It's like the ultimate cosmic nosy neighbor.
I don't know how that compares to what like the actual like description of the artifact is. So I've never really paid attention to it. Though the purpose of the V'ger sensor is obscured and yet to be understood, it is clear that it was granted to Ilia's probe by the V'ger entity itself and presents the connection between them. But being part of Ilia, its design is intricate and masterful, composed of exotic technologies capable of replicating body functions and containing a surprising amount of information. The memory of a navigator, safely stored in this sensor, is a precious resource, allowing its user to effectively maneuver treacherous areas of space and find their way home from any point in the galaxy. Okay, that timing was amazing. I'm gonna clip that one. That's not terribly, like, unrealistic or, like, super, super different. Alright, so we died on the 73. Does that give me, like, all my damage stuff that I need to do? That does give me all my damage stuff I need to do. I didn't get bonus points for doing above my ops level. No, I did. I just didn't hit a 71 at all. Oh, your microscape? Holy crap. That's up there. I don't know what mine's sitting at yet. So I'm at level 21 on my attack. I don't know, where does it tell you where you're at with the tome? Is that where you find like your title of Guardian or whatever?
Here's a thought for Wrath of Butterpecan. What if the Maverick faction in Arcfall are just rebels who got tired of waiting for the tutorial? They don't follow rules, they rewrite the code with a wink and a glitch.
They sound like cues. Oh, well, I guess that's kind of the same information. Microscape. I created an overlay so I can pop it up every once in a while when people talk about it. We're getting baked. Speaking of which, I should do the redemption for that. I tried not to forget about it, but it's easy to not think of. Well, that's interesting. The V'ger ability actually might make a noticeable difference there. The enhance. I don't remember what I set up some sort of a code. Yeah, microscape. Just something fun to play along this on the side. It's kind of interesting. Like it's a developing game. Like right now, it's in the beta phase of things. They got some interesting features and stuff. And Polly's been stalking me on streams and in Microscape. The Polly's just everywhere, and that's something that I really appreciate. Wait, that's not what I wanted. No, stop. Did it stop? I don't know if it stopped. He's like, how did you get so high? You just do the things. Be in the streams. Do your channel point redemptions. I don't know what the abbreviation would be, but like ABG, always be grinding. Alright, so that's all away teams. That can wait till later. Alright, so I'm gonna send Vengeance out to do faction daily. After the next coda, I'm going to be able to actually move permanently up to the margins. I'm baked. Keep getting stuck. Getting stuck in what? Just stuck? Are you talking about in Microscape or are you talking about in STFC? Oh. Just in life. Okay, I get you. I get those moments when I'm sober. So I'm gonna send a ship to go do silent hostiles. Relativity? GS31. Those things impervious to the beam? I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna go do freebooters with it real quick. And then I'm gonna send it to do... Then I'll send it to do the hazard hostiles. The hazard faction hostiles. I killed Eat to Kill and sell surplus to get equipment. Got the adamantium, scimitar, armor, shield, and helmet. I was looking at that. Yeah, you only need to be level 40 to get those. I was looking at those earlier. I was looking to see what kind of armor upgrades that I had. Some of that stuff was like surprisingly cheap. Like some of the stuff in the bazaar was selling for just over vendor sale price. I think I can only get up to iron gear right now. But I got a couple of pieces for like just a couple hundred gold. All right, so that's that. Send it up to G6 base for hazard hostiles. I was gonna say, don't be laggy up here. I've been kind of just hitting battleships, but I think I'm gonna try to do a mixed bag of Romulan battleships and explorers here. Just to see how it shapes up in the long run. Because that would basically double what I'm killing. The ridiculous amount for some. I spent 43k coins to get to get the adamant equipment. Yeah, I'm kind of pursuing crafting a little bit more heavily right now. And then when I get to a point where like the crafting spots that I'm trying to use are a little bit busy, then I'll go kill. Like right now, I'm actually killing the imps because I'm trying to get some buckets so I can do make some pots and other clay stuff. So I'm using the imps to feed my crafting abilities. So I'm getting really good double benefit there. Rogue grade is after adamant and it's smithing level 85 to 93. Holy crap. What am I watching? What is this dude doing? That was weird. Strongly thinking that after today's lat rush that I'll be scrapping both of my tier 8 Devores in favor of one more Fuchsia. I think honestly that's probably the route that I would go to. Because you had another one that was like tier 7 or right at tier 8 anyways, didn't you? What, 50? I didn't do anything. Tier 7 Devore. Yeah, so you get another one that'll come up fairly quick to be able to get to that IA building then. Because you want to have one of them that you get to tier 9 for the archive eventually. Hi, Matiha. If I pronounced that right. Welcome in. How you doing tonight? Well, you already archived for Max Devore? Oh, heck yeah. Turn them into fiches then. That's one of the things I'll have to remember as I'm going through it, is to make sure that I get one ready for the archive. All right, so we got the hazard daily, so I need eight more points there. Level 35, and I have 500 million rep with Fed and Braum. Should I skip level 42 ships because my next goal is pile them on level 46? That's a tough answer. I think that's going to depend on, you know, like where your other specialty ships are going to be handling you. Because it's your biggest limiter in that early G4 space is going to be warp range. Like that'll be the biggest obstacle you have to overcome in G4 space without a 42 uncommon is warp range. As long as you have a ship that's able to get you out to like out and handle like the 44 45 hostiles, like you can absolutely go past the 42 ship. I don't know for sure like what the viability is in the longer aspect of the game. As you approach level 50, you start getting into content that has a little more requirement for having multiple strong ships or multiple ships that are stronger. So it's gonna make some of like the solo armada stuff a little bit more difficult, skipping some of those ships. That all just depends on where you're going to be with the specialty ships, because I know like the way the game progresses right now, it's hard to keep up with a lot of that stuff. And I think that the benefit is there in the specialty ships way more than it is in the faction ships. Okay, one more 71. have a level 18 account that I'm working on so that I can get some of that experience and understand that side of things a little more. The 46 ships have a lot more usefulness in the game. Just due to their ship ability, giving you that extra boost of loot and rep and all that other good stuff. It's very easy to tell somebody that a 42 ship is skippable, but a 46 is a little bit harder for me to sell on telling somebody to skip. But the game, so when it was like 3 years ago when I was going through G4. Might have been 4 years ago now, actually. The game has changed a lot in that time. I hate not having solid answers and being a little wishy-washy on my thoughts, but it's a little different area. I have blueprints for Katinga just from grinding Klingon hostels, but when I reach level 42, can I build Katinga with negative Klingon rip, or just need the shipyard level 42? You just need the shipyard level to build a ship. Yeah, if you needed to get extra blueprints, like if you needed 3 more blueprints or something, like you would need the rep at that point to be able to purchase them from the faction, but the rep is only for purchasing from the faction. I know, Big Booty, like not skipping any ships is the right answer. But like the 42 ship is that one I feel a little bit more flexible about than some others. I'm in no rush. Yeah, but it's different. It's different in the earlier parts of the game because the game's being accelerated. So like they're pushing you to go through an ops level every couple of weeks at least. So it's hard to get everything. You can't keep up with your faction ships and your specialty ships and everything like that all at the same time. It's next to impossible. Most of the specialty ships last so long through the game. I mean, they outlast any of the faction ships. As far as like the number of levels that it impacts. I just don't know if the capabilities are there 100% to be able to fully replace or not. It's a big ask. Because they have their ops locks, and a lot of that kind of keeps that down to where you can't really use it at full effectiveness. Yeah, you only spend when you want to and skip a lot of events because the payout's not worth it. Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are not overly beneficial to the game. Like most things I try not to do unless there's, you know, like two positive impacts to my game. If it doesn't do two things to a positive, I don't generally do them. Peg your hit. What am I hit for? That would be an interesting command. I could make an actual tag game that we could play in chat. Oh, a food channel? I don't actually have like alert sound off. I'm gonna pop this up though. Look at that. That's the pizza that we were talking about. Sorry, 50 cent or $50 tech. That was the pizza that Butter Pecan was working on. That looks good. That looks like it's got a nice pillowy crust to it. I like myself a nice pillowy crust. I'm sorry, 50, but I had to share with the class. Like those kind of pies, those are the ones that make the like the rocky, you know, like pizza cutter things like really work. Pass. All right. How much progress does this make on Faction Hunt? Not bad. I probably have another run to do. I should. I imagine I do. Yeah. Haven't hit the 50. All right, so I'm going to send my GS-31 over to do Silent Hostiles. I didn't even look at the crew on this dock. I'm using the next gen crew. USS Relativity and this NSEA Protector are strong in G4. I saw a level 44 player with 300 mil and strong relativity yesterday in incursions. Yeah, the funny thing about the relativity is that can actually get you kills on like the G7 hostiles. I don't think this can beam these ones, but I'm gonna try. Oh, it can. That's gonna make that easy. Yeah, the relativity has such staying power. Like you can take down the 71 hostiles to be able to do your G7 ascension. Like it's stupid crazy what the length of that ship can be. I mean, I was almost going to use the relativity to kill the 65 silence. I mean, just primarily because it's got the cargo space. I mean, it also helps, like, the GS-31 is I can have that extra impact with having the ability to beam these other hostiles. So it kind of amplifies its ability to through its impact in time too. For what do you need silent hostiles? Silent hostiles do give you a little bit of ability to do some of the artifacts. Like, I think that starts in G4. Yeah, 41s. I think 41 is the level where you can start interacting with the silence here. So that gets you in the artifacts, the rare the temporal exchanges. You start off with 4-star uncommon, and then as you upgrade your operations, the temporal exchange that you have changes, and that gives you parts and then the temporal disruptors to exchange for artifacts. It gives primal root medallions for the 6-star stuff. I don't know if that starts off in the G4 area as well. But if it does, the primal root medallions are used for a pretty decent chunk of like pretty good prime researches. Things that used to be only, pay only type of content. Well, those aren't specifically from the refinery. That's from the artifact area. Or from the gifts area. Once you get the artifacts option there. I'm assuming that's level 41. Again, that's slightly older content. That's probably about 2 years old. Just use the tier 16 cube with the stasis globe and do the G6. 69 and 71 are the two factions I'm growing. Closer to 3 years than 2 years for silent. Yeah, it's been a while. I can't remember like what came immediately before and immediately after that one. I think it would have been after. It would have been after Enterprise and before Voyager. So that's probably 2.5 years. It's all a blur of bugs. That's pretty fair. Could you imagine like having a timeline of the game based on what was the biggest bug at that time? That'd be interesting. I don't know if that would be a something to be like proud of or not. To know. It is G4. I figured so. That sounded about right. I mean, for the most part, like the level of the systems where things start at is usually what the ops range is when that feature becomes available. And they don't generally pick like super random ones. Other than the one that's coming next month, it sounded like they picked 55 instead of 56. Because, you know, like 56 would kind of make sense because that's like a generational change. Like that's where you can unlock your rare ship for your faction. So like I would expect to see something like that, you know, be the time when they'd start including people of a certain level into it. But with the 51 or 56, it's kind of like super random and hard to, you know, like say that that's the right thing, because for the most part there's a big difference in your capabilities between having a level 52 ship and a level 56 ship. And a lot of times people at like the ops level right before that kind of a ship change, they have a little bit more struggle, because like the expectation is, you know, by the time you're almost ready for your next ship, that the ship previous to that's going to be at a high tier, which often isn't the case, because a lot of times in this game it's not reasonable to bring a ship past like level like tier 7 or something once you get up there. They'll let you do it at 55 so people then spend to get to 66 or 56. Yeah, that could be true. That is, oh, I didn't think about that at all. I mean, 51 I kind of understand because that's a generational change. You know, like that's G5. You know, it's like it's a milestone level of some sort. $55 isn't a milestone for anything. Except for maybe like a certain research or something, maybe. Maybe. Ooh, that's the Outpost Outpost Battle Pass overflow completed. Hi Retro, how you doing tonight? Stepping stone to G5 rare. It definitely would be, yeah. It would be really interesting, like if that was like some, you know, like some like magic prime for isolytic attack or isolytic defense or something. Not sure I want to do faction hunt or not. Well, the answer is want to is almost always certainly going to be no. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to do faction hunt. The question is it beneficial enough to make it worth the time? Prior to their revamp of it, my answer was always no. I hadn't done faction hunt in probably 2 years. But now, like, there's G7 rewards in here. There's Sigma faction credits. This is my top tier for the Klingons. I didn't get it yesterday. I don't think we had it the day before, but I didn't do the top tier yesterday. Like, I generally don't push myself to finish it, but I mean, there's good reputation in here. As a G7 player, there is at least. You know, like, this is more worth it than it had been previously. Now, I mean, looking at the G6 stuff, like having 39 rare and 150 uncommon. That's not really moving the goalpost much any at all. So like, I feel that as long as, you know, like you do your faction daily that you're gonna do, you're gonna get a good chunk of it. You know, you're gonna get at least half of it. Faction hunt is easy resources also with Borg FKR sweeps. Makes faction hunts easier. Yeah, I mean, you're not giving up as much with it. It's still a little bit of a grind. Because, like, I don't know, I'm still doing extra loops here. I'm trying to get some extra stuff taken care of before the arc starts so I don't have to do any of these side loops. So, like, I'm going to be killing these silents so that I've got some of that out of the way. I probably should actually go do some uncommon solo armadas. Because not having to do those is also nice. Like, I think it's more worth the time to save some of the grinds from later today. That's where my efforts are, at least. Getting rid of some of these weird side quests. I ran out of the Gorn, whichever is the one that you use for the 3 chest rewards, the rare isomatter or something like that. I ran out of that yesterday, so I went and did, I think it was just 1 haul, but I mean that covers for like a week or something. Just working now on Feds trying to reach Prestige 1. Okay, yeah, that's... I haven't really started the push. I really should start the push. Because I did get my, I think I got my shipyard up to 71. So I can build the Aphelion once I have the correct faction rep and credits and all that stuff. I do 50% negative rep axos and kill G6 level 69 and 71 on the factions I'm building and kill 72s of the faction I'm not building. Yeah, I don't run the exos as often as I should. Like when I'm doing like a real push on faction rep, like I'll definitely run the negative reps, because like I did that when I was closing in on locking Romulan, and like we had those events where you had to go kill Romulans as part of like the battle pass or whatever, or the arc events or something. So like you couldn't just like skip them. Could you please show G7 ships? I don't have any of the G7 ships unlocked right now. The first one here is the Aphelion. This is the miner that gets unlocked at level 71. And like a lot of these like independent miners, they're kind of ugly. Then we have the Socrates, that's the Federation uncommon. Again, some of these ships, they're not really... I don't know if I would say that they're not pretty in the fact that they look almost dingy and like a little battle hardened. But I mean, that's still kind of you know, a little something of the probably a little bit of the appeal too. And then this was the Stargazer. This is the 76 rare for the Federation. And then this is the Enterprise M414. Because they couldn't call it the Enterprise. What was this one? Should this be? This should be the J or the G? I don't remember. Or would it be the F? I don't even know. But like, they ran into some kind of a licensing thing or something, we kind of think. Oh, let's see. Klingon uncommon is the Borat. I like the little plasma discharge that they have. Some of these ships have an interesting ass end when you look at them. They have like little faces built into them. A lot of these are kind of like some of the other ships from the factions. Let's see, this is the Arcfall. Got the afterburners on. Why do some of these ships look so much fiercer from the back than they do from the front? I guess that is an explorer, so it's not heavily weaponed. Breathor. This looks like a nasty ship. They gave the G6 some faces on the ass end. That they didn't really carry that forward on the G7 stuff. The Grishnar has googly eyes on the front. Does it? The Prefortis, this is the Romulan uncommon. It looks like it's just like some kind of weird duck face thing. The snakehead. Yeah, I thought this was kind of weird because this reminded me of the like the bounty hunter ships. Like it's just a, like it looks like a little shuttle pod. Tin Man track. Thank you for the raid, Tin Man. How was your stream? I didn't even see that you were on. It must have been a pretty short one. And the last one, Admonition. This is the epic Romulan. This one almost looks like it's flying backwards. Why does the snakehead look like a Stargate ship? Yeah, it does look like one of the little fighters from Stargate for sure. Like, I almost, what is it? Was that Raw that had? I don't know if that was specifically. I don't remember. One of the gold had ships almost identical to that. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. I feel like for a little while, like they didn't let you actually look at the ships if you didn't have them unlocked. I feel like there used to be like almost more like a wireframe look to the things. I don't remember for sure. You're clip free. Yeah, we gotta change that, Tidman. We gotta change that. We need to get you to see some wild ass shit. Stargate Fleet Command? I mean, wouldn't that make for a really interesting crossover? I mean, they did Galaxy Quest. Which, granted, I guess Galaxy Quest might be more Star Trek adjacent, technically, maybe? I already crossed over to Star Trek Farmville Command. I don't know, maybe that's going to be what the Maverick thing is going to be about. Like maybe there's some of that's going to be a little more farmy and less pewy. Oh, if I haven't mentioned it yet, we did hit 3 goals last month. And so tomorrow night on Twitch here, I will be doing giveaways for 3 $25 prizes. You'll be able to choose either payment through like one of the regular payment platforms like PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or you can get a digital gift card of your choice to, you know, like wherever. Do a digital gift card to like, I don't know, Amazon, or even like a Visa gift card. Hoping for a Star Trek Top Gun crossover. Ooh. You know, that could get really interesting because they can kind of do anything with the holodeck. I don't think they've taken too much of a liberty with it yet. Because we haven't seen the like, what is it, Professor Chaos and whatever Tom Paris's superhero thing was. I don't remember what the name of it was. Out for a week. You're heading off to Alaska tonight. Thank you for the follow, Mufasa. Yeah, Teal'c, Daniel Jackson, Major Carter, and MacGyver. Oh, what was him? Captain Jack? Oh, I don't remember. Captain Proton, yes. Professor Chaos, that's what it was. Did I choose what ship I will get? Not yet. The game slows down a lot in G7 and Chaotica. Yes, Chaotica. I can't believe that it's been a long time since I've actually seen one of those episodes with it, now that I think of it. Because it wasn't really in a lot of the episodes. I'll post serious no. I look forward to actually seeing some of the pictures of Alaska. Like, I'll feel sorry that you have to be in like the weather and stuff. But I mean, if you're not in it, snow is pretty. Especially if you don't have to do like a bunch of driving or anything. Yeah, but the ship right now, I'm raising my Klingon reputation. So I'll be getting the Klingon ship most likely. They kept everything really even. Ships are always held. Yeah, I can imagine that there's... Work trips are always kind of a double-edged sword because, you know, like, you don't always get the opportunity for recreation and enjoying some of the stuff, and you're gonna be in less than ideal time of the year for dealing with the weather and stuff. Plus, then you're gonna have the deadlines that you have to meet with work and stuff, and I'm sure there's all other kinds of BS that goes along with it too. And just trying to keep your crew on task and showing back up the next day. I'm sure that's a pain in the ass too, because I'm usually the guy that's the one that went out to the bar too long the night before and is worth jack the next day. Snow out the windows and not under your tires or shoes is good. That's very fair. Like, that's one of the things that, like, one of the meteorologists here in Minneapolis is like to say is, you know, like, he calls it a fair weather forecast, where, you know, like, in the wintertime, like, when it's the coldest that it gets, the sky is the bluest, the sun shines the brightest. You know, like, if you're laying on the couch looking outside at the sky, it looks like one of the most glorious days in the world. Until you realize that it's -30 and there's 3 feet of snow on the ground. This is the first time I've really used the GS31 for grinding in this system. I'm a big fan of this because it increases the output significantly, other than the lag that it's causing. The lag is less than ideal. Went from single G7 faction to dual faction when Klingons hit 19 trillion rep. Currently 23 trillion on Klingons, 5.1 trillion on Feds, and 500 billion on ROM. You're welcome, Mattia. I'm glad that I was able to give you some advice, even if it was a little wishy-washy. I'm hoping to catch up on my smaller account and get a little more relevant experience to share on the lower levels. But yeah, have a good night yourself. Yeah, I think at some point I'm going to switch to doing a dual faction rep. I mean, I'm not tanking Federation by any chance right now. It's not being elevated, but I'm not tanking it. But I think once I get to Prestige 1, I'm going to start carrying Federation back up again. Because my goal right now is just to get the Aphelion unlocked. So I'm not going to be 72 anytime like super soon. I'm not going to be 73 anytime soon. I question if I'll even be there like within the next 6 months. 72 would probably be... I'm guessing 72 would probably be mid-April, give or take. It all depends on how the ships come along. I hit 72 by mistake. I could definitely believe it. This 50-year-old guy is going to RL and going from 64 to 66. Yeah. That sounds like a rough week ahead. It all depends. Like, it's a matter of finding, you know, like finding where you are with your hostels and stuff. Because like I did the 72 for the Hurok, and then 73 I wasn't able to do yet. I don't know if I really even looked at that battle log. I don't know if that's still... That's probably not here anymore. I probably hit 300 hostels already today. This keeps resetting. This keeps resetting on me. I'm not getting far enough down. I've got too many things that are hitting hostels at once. Yeah, I've got too many hostels today. I should have looked at that. I mean, the Hurok are definitely the easiest. I went 72 because it was easy common mats for required prerequisites. 72 to 73 is a lot of mats and resources. Did 72 for the increased income. I don't have the par steel to be able to hit 72 already, otherwise I would have. I was able to blow through like a good chunk of my buildings and stuff. Like I've got the shipyard, and I think I did the refinery. I have 2 buildings left to be able to go 72. That much I know. I have the par steel vault, and then I have the operations building. I don't remember if I did the refinery yet or not. I did not do the refinery yet. Oh, I didn't do shipyard? I thought I did shipyard. Oh, I still have a couple more buildings to go then. I've got the ones done that needed to get to go to Ops 72. No, that's a 71. That's a 71. I keep on forgetting what level these buildings need to be at. Yes. Yeah, all I've got to do is the par steel vault, and then I can do the operations building. I still need... Let's see... 23 million par steel there. So, like, I'll be able to do it... Oh, the game crashed, finally. I'll be able to do it at some point. No Aphelion for you. Come back 1 year to build Aphelion. I don't think I'm too concerned about that one. That's just level 71. So, I mean, that's 110 blueprints. I don't even know what it takes for buying the blueprints. But now that they've potentially got the recurring event for sourcing the blueprints, like, hopefully there's a decent path built into that for it. He wasn't going to build it, now he's getting one. Yeah, but I mean, me getting the Aphelion is not going to impact my getting my 73 uncommon. I know that. Because I'm going to have plenty of time to be able to recover. To be able to recover like Sigma credits and, you know, any of the other things that it takes to actually get that unlocked. How many of these things do we have? 313,000. How long does that leave us set for? So that's enough to cover the arc. It's nice to mine in the 73 Veil system. That's my goal. Like at a certain point, you know, like if you have the ability to move past the entry area, I always think that you should. Not even just as much for convenience of yourself, but I think it's kind of a courtesy to others. You know, like as the other people pop into 71, keep them an opportunity to be able to mine there, which it's kind of self-regulated because, you know, like you're not really allowed to go OPL or anything like that, or you're likely to not last OPL. So like the nodes stay fairly rotated. All right, what other things shall a person stock up on? Challenge, I think, has been doing pretty decently with the Dauntless has been pushed towards that on a regular basis. Actually, I'm going to collect the challenge track stuff before I forget about all that. All right, outposts. I've been doing those. I got underneath my 3,000 for that. Aggregation should be plenty good on those. Like I said, that's being carried by Dauntless, so I'm not too worried about that one. Lurking and escaping.
Here's a thought for Rathabutter Ken. Lurking and scapping is like ninja online hide and seek, except everyone's too busy snacking to catch you. Who knew stealth could pair so well with a bag of chips?
So and that's what the lurking part is snacking. I mean, that's like one of the noisiest foods too. Like if you can stay stealthy while snacking on a bag of chips, I think you got skills. All right, so still need to do epic transigen. Never, ever, ever have enough of that stuff. I think I can send my ship to collect containers or containment. Containers. I can send my secondary ship to do containers. That'd be something of benefit. Ever have the chips from Panera? They are so loud. I have not. I imagine they're kettle chips. Makes me think of the invisible Drax. Oh, I don't remember any chips involved with that. They are kettle chips? Okay. I was gonna say like Jimmy John's and like Subway, like that's kind of the major thing that they have there too. And yeah, they've got that extra. They got that extra crunch to them. Moving slowly, you can't see me eating these nuts. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yes, that was. Yeah, that is me. That is me thinking that I'm trying to be sneaky with stuff. Either drunk me today or me as a child. Thinking that I could get away with anything like that by being sneaky. If I moved slowly, I was moving quietly. Right, just making sure there's nothing here that I'm missing. Nothing here missing. Continuum. I should go run some of them armadas. That's something that I keep on trying to remember to do this week, but I kept forgetting. Get a few of those knocked out. I think maybe even Krenum solos. I'm not doing too bad there. There's... What is that? 6 days? It wouldn't hurt to do a few. And the dog's out. Well, there you go. I don't ask no one to do crime. I'm just solo a note. If they can come, they come. Yeah, I'll probably try to do that with the formation ones. Actually, I don't know. That makes a good jumping off point here. Because that was one of the things that I wanted to look at with the DTI, or not the DTI, with the Maverick stuff. Because I wasn't 100% certain if they had enough stuff posted that gave away like what some of the specific events and stuff are going to be. I didn't know what kind of details they gave away with this. I don't know, something like that. So I know that they had some, you know, some graphics, some of the stuff that they have here. So there's an event here for solo Borg armadas. Conqueror Borg armadas. Okay, so that's a new hostile type. And then that's solo armada resource distribution. That must all be related to this Conqueror Borg armada. I've heard bits and pieces here, but I haven't heard anybody go through this entirely. Each task includes both solo and alliance version. Tasks, Maverick. Okay, so this center one is the alliance one. The top and bottom ones are solos. So this is very much like the alliance tasks. Very similar mechanic. Solo versions require Maverick task key earned by upgrading the warp drive VAR to specific levels. All tasks reset every Monday in alignment with the daily goal schedule. So that's... Is that the same preset schedule as... I didn't know if I should read it if every streamer was going to read it. Yeah, I didn't want to get too deep into this because I know like that's what the rest of the night's going to be covering. But I wanted to see if there was anything in here that hinted at, you know, like doing regular stuff. But it looks like that might be new stuff. I haven't heard anything specific. So Conqueror Board Armadas. Conqueror Board. So this is all about doing stuff with the new faction. FKR things. There's V'ger, Aggregation, Transigen, Augment Exiles. So it's kind of like some of the stuff we've seen over the last couple of months, where we had those daily tasks to do certain things with certain factions. And then this store, there's missions in here, there's directives, credits, task key. I'm guessing research materials. I'm guessing this spirits shipment is going to be some kind of a refinery exchange token. There's a G5 and G6 ship parts chances. The V'ger particle for efficiency researches. Veil shards, Dauntless, research, recon locus schematics, aggregation, smuggled studies, transition forge. So this is catching up with stuff from the last couple of loops. We've got a couple of artifacts: optical chip reader, phoenix thruster, transigen artifact converter. Transigen artifact converter. Is that the one that we already have? I'm gonna kick off another Armada. That looks like the same kind of symbol that we have for that section here. The artifact choice. That is the same. This is for the epic. Oops. For the epic and not the rare. So we're gonna get an epic artifact choice that we don't currently have. And then these are, I think these were forbidden texts. And then Zephram Cochran, so this will be Officer Montgomery Scott, SNW Montgomery Scott, SNW Black Ops Mbenga, Villain Winadami. So we could probably expect Gul Dukat and who was also the Vil and the latest SNWs. Well, it doesn't help that they're not in the same order that they used to be. Yeah, Esri Dax. I was thinking that she was in that same group. Thank you for the follow, Aspie Crazy Cat Lady. How are you doing tonight? This morning? It's morning already for you. But it's early enough that it's still night. We might be able to expect the Hierarch to be in part of that too. And potentially Nog. You might be able to get all 5 of those officers in there. Should be asleep. It's 2:37. I'm not going to tell you what to do by any means. Dusted, you just unlocked Borg Q. Borg Q's a really decent one for getting that crit chance. I liked him. I like him a lot. Plus, he also has the ability for officer for impulse speed too. It's not even 7 p.m. yet. You're wrong. I'm stuck somewhere in the middle. It's 8:30 here. That's interesting. The pH in front of this makes me wonder. I'm guessing that's probably just some sort of placeholder from the test environment. Yeah, 5 new artifacts, G5, G6, G7, ship parts. FKR reputation, new research. Oh, the exotic experiment. The exotic spirit shipment is for upgrading the warp dive bar. Officers FM Cochrane, directives, missions, cosmetics, Dauntless prototype data, recon locus aggregation, smuggled studies. Okay, Vil, Adami, Vil, Goldicop, but it doesn't have the other two, at least not yet. New artifacts, the chip reader. Increases base service awards, merit of honor, pioneers crest, cost efficiency by 25%. Rank 1. Faction rank 1. Crash and burn jukebox. Increases loot dropped from aggregation hostiles by 100%. Faction rank 2. Faction rank 3. It introduces the Phoenix Thruster. Faction rank 4. It introduces the Phoenix Cockpit. Nothing super fantastic here. They're rare artifacts though, so you can't expect a lot out of them. The music disc increased space select damage by 2000% against open armadas. Faction rank 5. Potato chip reader. We'll also be able to pick up additional new currencies from the faction store, including Maverick Periphery Intel, taskies, faction tasks. They level up through the drive bar when appropriate level. Yeah, it's just another. This almost reminds me more of like the old school Augment arc, or the old school Augment faction. Than like anything like current. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it works out, though. I feel like that's not going to be bad addition to the game. It kind of depends on how the armadas roll out. Because like if they make the armadas like super difficult, like they've been doing with a lot of the stuff here this year, this is gonna be not well received. If they make it so that you can engage with it day one without having, you know, like without having any real heavy lift, you don't have to stretch yourself out, you don't have to use stupid crews, I think it'd be a welcome addition. I just don't want it to be like more dailies while I have to still do dailies. Well, that's as long as it's not adding a lot. I mean, if you only have to do, you know, like this, where you only have to come here, say, once a week, you know, like it's not too big of a lift. I didn't see how long that showed runtime of the task. Yeah, so this, it looks like you have the entire week to be able to do. So this is like a different challenge. This is a challenge track. So each one of these is its own challenge track. Now, I know day one we're going to be able to do the Alliance one. And then as we get the building upgraded to like tier 10, tier 20, tier 30, we're going to be able to add in the different tasks. So you're going to have the whole week to be able to complete progress. I don't know if that means that each day you're going to have to go in and maybe it's a daily task like we have now for V'ger. And as you complete that assigned task for that day, you get completion here. Or if there's just a number of points and you can knock this all out in one day. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, no matter how much information they've given us already, it's not reliable until it's put into practice. Like, till we see how it interacts with the rest of the game, what benefits it brings, what lift it takes to perform it. You know, like, we're not going to really be able to tell if it's a net positive or not. Tomorrow we'll tell everything. I don't have any extra information. What you see posted on the website is all the information that I have on this. Sometimes there's other hints that come through other channels, but I haven't seen much of it, and I haven't had a chance to, you know, like really catch any of the other content creators to really have any extra information or hints about it. I know like there's been some reserved there's been some slightly reserved comments, and there's been a little bit of excitement, but I don't know if that's just because it's something new and interesting, or if it's something that's going to be engaging and rewarding. It's definitely new and interesting. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I enjoy the challenge track, and I like the structure of this event. You know, like if they take this and put this towards another type of daily goal like this, I think that's probably not a bad thing, as long as the requirements to do it are reasonable. You know, like if you're doing the challenge track here, when things are scoring the way that they should be scoring and are at your level, you know, it only takes 10 hostiles to complete each day of this. That's not a lot of time. You know, that's even counting a warp time for most people, it's going to be less than 5 minutes. You know, like that kind of a loop added to this game, reasonable, very reasonable. You know, it's not a high lift, it's not a high reward. But I think the payout is worth the effort that gets put into it for the most part. Can be said a little bit differently for some of the specifics, like the Orions might not be, you know, might not be on par with the ease of some of the others, but I think a lot of us are starting to get the hang of it and understand what efforts we need to put against it to be able to get where we need to out of it. Or we've learned to skip it until we are at a strength where we can engage with it, I guess. Which that's how I've been approaching this. Like the new open armadas, I'm not at a strength where I can participate in that feature. So I'm completely ignoring it until I get to a point where I can engage with it actively. And that's going to involve either some officers in the future, some research in the future, forbidden tech, chaos tech, prototype tech, you know, something. Tried 2 times, failed miserably. Yeah, I mean, at this point, unless you're joining one with like 2 73 uncommon ships, like you can expect to not, maybe even have to be 3 for somebody like you and me. Like we don't have a maxed G6 epic. We don't have, you know, like a high tiered vengeance. You know, like our contributions, we might as well be bringing a vindicator to the damn thing. And it sucks for that only being three ships at the early levels here. Like it's not bad if you can spread that out across like 4 people or whatever. But when you have to spread that out across 2 other people, that's asking a lot. Like I don't even know if that's worth it for them to participate in it. Because I mean, realistically, the way that the points were structured is kind of geared to hitting the armada at your level. So like a 73 is going to want to be going up against like a 73 or higher uncommon armada to be able to get a chest pull out of it. I think that's even just for starting. I don't think that was even the helper chest that was... No, the helper chest was just faction reputation. Like, there's no benefit for somebody to honestly help with one of those armadas. Other than the base loot that's in the armada itself. Which is probably extremely negligible towards opening up any of the chests. I like the concept of them. Like, I think that them adding those open armadas was a good thing, a net good thing. I just don't think that they... I don't think that they had the power structured correctly for where people are at in the game right now. I am interested to see if they do actually end up implementing that kick button. Because I would like to see what kind of problems that would carry if you start kicking, you know, people from other servers that are like 73s and stuff. Like I can't help but believe that somebody's gonna get a little hurt over that one. Alright, we'll pull this back and do a repair. Kick the loot stealers. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. There isn't really a loot stealer on these open armadas right now. For somebody like me, I need as much power as can be at that armada. You know, like if I have 773s show up, you know, I can obviously star the people that are of the correct power range, and, you know, star the ones that have like the correct kind of officers. But I don't know, having not done them and not really being engaged in the Veil at that level, like I don't have some 73s on speed dial that I can just hit up and be like, hey, you want to carry me on a couple of these? I would have to ask for help. I mean, not to say that I couldn't find any, because I mean, there's a couple on our server. But there's a couple I know that are actively engaged in the general Star Trek community that are in my Veil that I could definitely feel comfortable reaching out to and say, hey, do a couple of these with me. But I don't think the rewards are there yet. I feel like that whole system needs a little bit of an overhaul. I don't know if they've done anything with it, but I think the directives are going to be worth more in 3 months than they are today. I'll just put it that way. What does this guy do? Invading entities, armadas. Just need to put it together a little scratch crew. I'm gonna park this ship and the other 62 transigen system to get more containers. But I imagine there's going to be a point where there's going to be people that I just don't want in my armada, even if it's going to cause my armada to fail. And then, yeah, maybe I will actually want to kick those people. I don't have any of those people on my radar right now. Like, we don't have anybody just going through and just, like, completely clearing the Veil, or, you know, like, anybody just completely trolling like that. So like, I think for the most part, our Vale is fairly civilized. I know there was PvP happening during the armadas. People were fighting other people to get into them. But if I'm starting them, I don't think I'm going to be that target. Unless somebody gets butthurt over not being included in one. Then it could be a little bit of a target, but I think that's lower risk than trying to be one of the power players trying to jockey for a spot. I don't think I've really seen that many armadas running. Because I think I've seen since the actual like event ended at launch, I only think I've seen 3 or 4 run. So yeah, if I did an uncommon armada, so it's given me a little over 2 hours of speed ups. A little over 3 hours of speed ups. 17 rare armada directives. Out of the 200, you need to be able to run one. 21 billion reputation points. The open armada intel will be able to do quick starts. I'm guessing that's a partial amount of what you need, probably of like 450 or 500 or something. 300? Probably 300. It's had to be a round number to be able to get... No. 75 would be 300. I don't know how many that takes. And the Epic Armada Tactical Cores. 120 of those. The next upgrade level is 1606. So that would take 13 chests. So I need to have 1300 directives in order to be able to do anything with that at all. And have we gotten anything more? Do I have more than 100 starts? 300. I have 3 starts so far. Yeah. Yeah, that's not geared up for doing anything. Okay, well, I think we're going to get ready to wrap this up. We're going to raid over into the, what do they call themselves? The Inglorious STFCers. Remember, tomorrow night I will have giveaways on the Twitch channel here. 3 prizes of $25 will be given away. Winner's choice of how to receive that, whether it's going to be payment through PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever payment platform you want to use, or if you want to get an e-gift card to any store that you want to get it to. Winner's choice. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Appreciate the time tonight. We don't need to show that. And then I'll be live again tomorrow night around 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm assuming that the Inglorious STFCers started. Yeah, Zero G's is live. Yep, have a good night too, Retro. Hope everybody has a fantastic Tuesday. If you enjoy tacos, make sure you get some tacos. And there won't be any special requirements for the giveaway. We'll run it through Marbles on stream, just like pretty much everybody's going to be doing their battle passes for the most part. Otherwise, hopefully everybody comes on to maintenance tomorrow good. Have a great night.